So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve Hedrick. I'm the head of the Biocrop Science Institute Industrial Park. I've been back in my hometown for just over a year now, and I can tell you I'm glad to be home. The whole time I was growing up, I was surrounded by, actually even immersed in industry. It was all around me. We here in this valley took great pride in the plants we had here. They provided great jobs, made important things, and created our niche in the world. There were steel plants upstate, vast glass plants in Kanawha City, and chemical plants from Bell to Nitro and all points in between. These industrial operations were woven into the very fabric of who we were at the time, literally driving the economy of this area. Now, as a youth, I saw these plants and said to myself, that's where I want to work when I grow up. I wanted to become an engineer so that I could get a great job in one of those great plants. I wanted to learn how it all worked, and then someday be a leader of one of them. However, just a few short years ago, some leaders in the chemical industry publicly stated their intentions to exit manufacturing in the U.S. This, even though the market for chemicals and the products from which come from chemicals was continuing to expand here. And these same leaders followed through on their commitment to leave. Over the past 20 years or so, the chemical industry, along with other manufacturers, has been moving away and taking with it many of these great jobs. These jobs have moved to China and to India and other places with affordable raw materials and expanding markets. According to the Independent Project Analysis Incorporated, 120 chemical plants were being built in the world last year with a price tag of $1 billion or more. 50 of these were being built in China, 50. One in the U.S. One. However, we hope to change that. Marcellus Shale is a potential game changer for our industry. It is a vast spread of shale rock containing large quantities of natural gas, which stretches from New York State through Pennsylvania, through West Virginia, right here into our region. This field is reported to be the second largest natural gas find in the world, behind only Qatar. Now, this Marcellus gas is wet in that it contains an unusual abundance of ethane, an important petrochemical feedstock. And in order for the natural gas to be transported on the interstate pipeline system, much of this ethane has to be removed. This ethane, while it may be a nuisance to the natural gas industry, is a great find for the chemical industry and perhaps manufacturing in general. This ethane will ultimately be converted into ethylene through a process called cracking. You should know that ethylene is the single largest industrial chemical in the world. Entire companies are built singularly upon that molecule. So solving the issue of wet gas for the natural gas industry might, and perhaps a better word would be ought, to result in a resurgence of manufacturing here in our area. But why here? We're strategically located near the wettest of the Marcellus Play. Our area is linked via pipelines and pipeline rights-of-way to key locations throughout the Marcellus field. There are also pipelines among neighboring industrial facilities, all of which could become customers for the resulting ethylene and other products. Our area is within a day's drive of 2/3 of the population of the U.S. and 1/3 that of Canada. It's within a day's drive of ports on both the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Ocean, and has both rail and navigable river access. And I can think of at least one place, the Biocrop Science Institute Industrial Park, which has enough land available to support an ethane cracker and some downstream ethylene users. It's already operating. It's already an operating facility. We're proud of our manufacturing industrial park there. It has strong programs and a commitment towards world-class operations. And as you may have already heard, Bayer is in serious discussions with several companies seeking to invest in a cracker. But the open question remains, and this is an open question. Will this cracking and the associated downstream manufacturing and the resulting good jobs, tax revenues, and regional growth opportunities take place here? Or will this investment and the resulting jobs occur in another region. The alternative to building a cracker here is to transport the ethane someplace else and take advantage of it elsewhere, either in the Northeast or in the Gulf Coast. Now, if this happens, then the Marcellus Shale natural gas will become just another West Virginia extraction industry. And that would truly be a shame. Now, these industrial jobs are not just a paycheck. Research by the American Chemistry Council has shown that each chemical industry job is responsible for over 5 other jobs in the area. So, looking at today, the 500 Bayer crop science positions at the Institute Industrial Park hold the key to over 2,500 other jobs across the Kanawha Valley. And these jobs in total throughout the area likely support about 12,000 family members. Among them, actually, are your family and your friends and your neighbors, mine too. These industrial jobs are absolutely foundational to our community. They support the very structure of the economy in our area. The ethane and Marcellus Shale could be the game changer which sparks a manufacturing resurgence here. Of course, getting it right will require natural gas developers, governments, non-governmental organizations, regulators, industrial leaders, and citizens to be fully engaged. We've already begun a conversation within our community about the future. We're helping to spark a discussion through something called Vision 2030 with the Charleston Area Alliance, whose fundamental idea is that we, as the community, must purposefully decide what we want the greater Charleston area to look like and be like in the next 20 years, and then develop strategies to make that happen. Doing this in the Pittsburgh area, the Allegheny Conference visualized a rebirth, which catalyzed a transformation of the region in a post-steel manufacturing era. As Abraham Lincoln said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. And we can do that same thing here. Through this initiative, I hope that the community collectively recognizes, among other things, the strategic value of the Marcellus Shale opportunity and takes steps to nurture it and create our future with it. Now, as I close, I'd like to say that we at the Institute Industrial Park, like our friends in the natural gas industry, are committed to our community. This Just Beneath the Surface Alliance provides a great opportunity for dispelling myths and providing good, solid information to the public. We need good information in order to move the needle within our local community and to send a message to the industry boardrooms throughout the world that this community sees value just beneath the surface in West Virginia and wants investment made here for our future. So thanks so much for your kind attention, and Charlie, there's Charlie. Thanks again for asking me to speak today. Thanks so much.
Thanks to all of our speakers. Thanks to all of you for attending. This turnout's been outstanding. It's hot, but it's not raining. That's a good thing. We appreciate all your support. Please sign up for the Alliance if you haven't done so. Visit our website, justbeneaththesurfacewv.com. And in doing that, there's also a responsibility that goes with that. We have the responsibility, each and every one of us, when we're out in the community talking to our neighbors, to talk about the positives of our industry. We've got a great industry. Many of us have worked in this industry for our entire career, and we're going to conclude our career working in the natural gas industry here in West Virginia. So we've got a responsibility to set the public straight, and each one of us can do that on a grassroots level out in our individual neighborhoods and communities. Just beneath the surface, there's a world of opportunities. Just beneath the surface, there's 35,000 jobs that we provide. Just beneath the surface, we provide $170 million worth of taxes, and there's tremendous growth ahead. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your attendance. We'll be around if there's any questions. Don't hesitate to come and talk to us if you've got any questions. Thank you.